Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. We have an educational mission at this channel to turn you on to great theories, concepts, and discoveries that you might not know about because they've been systematically suppressed from your reach. The powers that be definitely don't want you to know some of this stuff because of its ability to revolutionize your life in terms of your quest for better spiritual, mental, and physical health. And this is a segment we have called The Q-Tip of the Spear, where I just muse about the state of the info war, the people, podcasters out there who cover the cutting edge of the info war. And, it's more of the same chorus from me today that the battles have been fought and we won, and the deep state is circling the drain, and the events that we were seeing on the screen are reenactments of events that occurred a long time ago, and they're usually reenacted in an absurd fashion. Excuse me. Reenacted in an absurd fashion for hopefully to awaken the people out there who refuse to wake up. And it's not really like they're refusing to. They just don't think they have to. They don't know what the situation is. And so they feel like it's still business as usual and it's just blah-de-blah. And they really just have to give a token effort and everything will be okay. And they can kind of focus on the rest of their life and they don't really have to tune into the political aspects of it. And so, they glance at the New York Times in the paper box, or they, look at the scrolling on the CNN in the department store or whatever, and maybe catch a little bit of NPR on their drive home. But they haven't figured out that there's a worldwide global civil war going on, and that they're on the wrong side of it. But gradually, with more and more absurd events, they'll figure that out. But what's more important is what we do, recognizing that these events are not for our consumption. They're not for us. Under this kind of regime here, the events are played out for a number of different audiences at once. And, these are the kind of events that could really get you upset if you take them seriously. And so the best, approach is to not take them seriously and maybe not even take them at all. I suggest redeploying, taking you and your red pilling skills and to apply yourself in other areas. And that other area, in my opinion, is the Achilles heel of the movement, which is that the movement has not scrutinized their own belief systems, their values, their heroes, their rituals and holidays. They've accepted these things, even though they've recognized that all of these political events that have occurred in the 21st and 20th centuries have been false flags and hoaxes and psyops. But for some reason, the Patriot movement has not been willing to apply those same standards to their own cherished beliefs, values, and rituals, holidays, heroes. and they've just kind of pretended like those rules don't apply to those things. This is particularly true of Christianity and the New Testament. It's like there's a virtue signaling that goes on where, just bring up the name of Jesus, bring up the New Testament or the Bible, and automatically everybody goes into deference mode. Everybody is willing to give deference. Like, okay, this is a good thing. This is something that's above scrutiny. And it isn't above scrutiny. It has to be scrutinized. Everything has to be scrutinized. That's what a truther does. Truth is the highest value. You can believe in God all you want, but if it's not true, then it's not true. Or you can believe in Jesus all you want, but if it's not true, then you're nowhere. So your beliefs have got to be either a matter of faith, or they have to be true. And a matter of faith is only when you don't know, when you don't have evidence. Unfortunately, there is a ton of evidence against the legitimacy of the New Testament, of the Bible, and against the existence of Jesus, because the Romans are the true authors of the New Testament. And they left a lot of traces and even literally signed their names to the book of Luke to indicate that they are the true authors, and left behind a number of codes and puzzles and other markers to show you that the Romans are the true authors. They had a very strong motive to do this. The Romans did this in order to mollify the Jews, who had been a huge pain in the side for the Romans ever since the Romans occupied Judea starting in 63 BC, so for over a century. And this culminated in a war that broke out in 66 AD. The two primary generals that fought that war for the Romans were Vespasian and his son Titus. They become the new emperors after 69 AD. The war rages on for another 4 years under Titus, while Vespasian is the emperor. And after the war was over, and Rome, they won, but, it was expensive. Both Vespasian and Titus were actually wounded in the war. And so they went into their bag of tricks, which they go to quite often. The Romans are masters of strategies and psyops and propaganda. And so they, recognized that the Jews were literally waiting on messiahs to come and help them overthrow the Romans. And so instead they proposed a Jewish Messiah who was a Prince of Peace and believed in being deferential to all things Roman while being critical of the Jews. While rendering unto Caesar, walking the extra mile and turning the other cheek, he's also overturning the tables of the Jewish money changers and castigating the Jewish merchants for selling small animals at the sacrifice. At the temple, and calling the Pharisees a den of vipers or whatever, and telling his Jewish followers to abandon their families to follow him. And so this Jesus was exactly what the Romans would have drawn up had they drawn him up, which they did. And then Paul is even more in that same vein, deferential to the Romans and negative toward the Jews. Neither Paul nor Jesus at any point does anything against the Romans in the entire New Testament. The New Testament was like the Philadelphia Project, or the Manhattan Project, I'm sorry. Not a time travel thing, but it has gone through time 2,000 years later almost, and we're still in the same psyop. And so that's what people have to wake up to, because I know that the commander-in-chief knows what the score is here. He knows that it's a psyop. He's waiting for you to tell him that and call him on that. And until any of that happens, this movement is going to be moribund. It's going nowhere because it's not ready to go anywhere, because, this implicitly involves implementation. If you defeat the deep state, then all of a sudden you have the responsibility of implementing your vision and your agenda. And if your agenda is all still convoluted with deep state propaganda, Roman Caesar ideology, then it's not going to work. It's going to take us right back where we came from, if not worse. So, what we need is another dose of red pilling and an alternative, which is, in my opinion, deism. Deism is the belief in just the belief in one God, and the belief in reason and other higher spiritual, mental, and mental and spiritual faculties that enable the humans to behold God's own creation and to understand God directly thereby. Not with intermediaries like books and priests and pastors, but directly. And that is the challenge. That is the 5D consciousness, this age of Aquarius and the golden age that we're all looking for. It's our ability to be responsible for our own religion and not having to have it spoon-fed to us by some book that's thousands of years old and has been translated over and over and over again, and some priest or pastor who's got chances are is on some type of power trip. Okay. Like, share, subscribe, comment, contribute, share, and come back tomorrow for another episode of the Q-Tip of the Spear. Stay tuned for future videos here for today. And thanks for tuning in today. Have a great day.